Hi, this is Mike Hendrickson from Solid in San Francisco. I'm here with Steve Stover. Steve, how you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
So you're with Prediction,
I am.
with the unusual spelling.
I am with Prediction, yes.
Okay, and so what do you guys actually do? Predictive analytics for...
We're particularly focused on predictive analytics for the IoT. So there is a lot of data being generated by the IoT, and our customers and our partners are looking for ways to drive more value out of the data that the IoT is generating. There's going to be 50 billion devices, lots of data being generated, but it's more about what you can do with that data versus getting things connected and collecting data.
So give me kind of a use case of how you see this working if something was in the field.
Sure, one of the best examples is in the case of predictive maintenance. So in the case of a large oil and gas company that we've worked with, we actually put our predictive analytics directly on an oil well. And we're running predictive analytics, going through streaming predictive analytics to predict possible component and system level failures. So the best example is we can predict out 30 seconds if a failure is about to occur. That way you can perform an orderly shutdown and avoid cascading failures. Another use case for that predictive maintenance scenario is you can forecast out the need for maintenance, say 1 or 2 weeks out, and then geographically cluster how you send maintenance teams out into the field, so you can save on costs instead of sending them one at a time in a reactionary mode. You can cluster geographically to send a field technician out once versus 5 times to 5 different wells.
And so the more that homes become connected with dishwashers and garages and security, the more that medical devices, all that, you're going to be able to work with all these different industries?
Exactly. So for Prediction, we have actually a really strong health background in the healthcare industry. So we're working with a number of our partners around the areas of predicting in a remote patient monitoring scenario. So interjecting ourselves into the data path to predict if a patient is going to have a worsening or improving condition. This allows healthcare providers to either scale back in the healthcare that they're providing if a patient's condition is actually improving, so scaling back telemonitoring. If it's worsening, they can increase telemonitoring, schedule an inpatient visit, and this can all be done in real time with our ability to perform predictive analytics on the edge.
So what other industries do you see really needing this sort of predictive analytics in the IoT space?
Sure. Well, the easy ones are the industrial verticals, so manufacturing, oil and gas, utilities, transportation. We actually do a lot of work with fleet management outside of transportation with large service organizations who operate very significant fleets. So being able to perform predictive maintenance on fleets, keep their vehicles in business, provide a better customer experience.
Excellent. So in someone like a Hertz or a rent-a-car thing would be one of those as well?
It's possible, but it's usually around more service-oriented. So those in transportation, we focus a little bit more on shippers. So in other words, if you want to make sure that your vehicle doesn't break down or your refrigeration unit doesn't fail, we can predict out those types of events. And that way you can avoid costs about delivering outside of delivery times or even non-delivery charges.
So actually, how are you doing this? So you're doing predictive analytics in devices. And how are you getting the data or the information off the device to make that predictive?
Sure, it's a great question. It's really what makes us unique. So at Prediction, we have a technology called the machine learning semantic model. I know it's a mouthful, but it's our patent pending technology that really makes us different. So we actually separate the modeling process, which is usually centralized in a store where all of the sensor data is coming in. We create our predictive model, but what's unique about us is we decouple the runtime aspect. In a very small footprint, very performant, very portable runtime, we can get down to something as small as a Raspberry Pi, and that allows us to perform that predictive analytics on the edge, so you can take action in real time. We can go on something as small as a Raspberry Pi, or we work on gateways like a Cisco and Intel gateway, and if we can, of course, perform our predictive analytics in cloud scenarios too.
Excellent. So Steve, if you could fast forward 12 months from now, where would you like to see Prediction go?
Well, we're on a great path with our partners and investors like Accenture and GE, to really get our capabilities out in differing types of industry verticals, moving beyond predictive maintenance. That's really where the low-hanging fruit is today. There's a lot of cost savings that can be had, but we can see us growing into places like healthcare or even in smart homes. It's not a place that we focus today, but there's all sorts of industries that can benefit from the value of gaining greater insights from all this data that the IoT is generating.
Excellent, Steve. We look forward to that journey. Thank you.
Thank you.